Good day. It's JJMMA. Today, we are going to be recapping the UFC Sacramento card, Hernandez versus Rodrigues, that just took place in Sacramento, starting with the early prelims, ending with the main event, giving my reaction to every single fight on this great card. This was a great card from top to bottom. Couple of stinkers, but a great great fight card to watch overall. And yeah, man, we're going to start off with the first early prelim of the night, man. Dyer versus Elise Reed. I'm quite burpy right now. Dyer, man, she had a great performance, absolutely stinging up Elise Reed badly on the feet this whole fight. I predicted that she would get it done in round one, but Elise Reed is quite tough. She toughed it out. First two rounds getting stung up badly. Cut on the forehead here, cut there, stung up here. Big low kicks there, big well on her leg. I'm telling you, this whole card, if Rogan was commentating this whole card, dude, that elk lodge that he's at right now, whatever elk lodge he's hunting at right now, there would have been jizz everywhere, and they would have had the janitors come to clean it up, man, because there were so many good low kicks this card, and everybody had welts on their legs, and there would have been so many opportunities for Rogan to talk about, man, that calf is all busted up, folks. That leg is already bruising massively. So, Dyer versus Elise Reed, man. Dyer put on an absolute masterclass of her performance. After round two, the corner of Elise Reed asks her if she's got anything for Dyer, and she says, "No, I don't think so." Like, she's literally thinking about giving up there, quitting, literally contemplating quitting on the stool. And then her cornerman's like, "Okay, I don't want to see you go out there if you don't have anything for her." And then Elise Reed's like, "No, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go out there and fight." And so she goes out there and fights after the corner wants to throw the towel in. And the corner really should have thrown that towel in, because once Dyer really applies that pressure and starts teeing off on Elise Reed's got nothing for her and gets standing TKO'd, you know. And yeah, Dyer looked real sharp in this fight, real quick, real sharp on the feet, great Muay Thai, head kicks, body kicks, lots of low kicks. Yeah, man, Dyer looked real sharp in this fight, and she's a real women's contender, you know. She's actually knocking these bitches out, man, and she said that on the mic, you know. She's like, man, there's too much jiu-jitsu. Oh my gosh, what a stutter. Man, there's too much jiu-jitsu in this UFC. I'm trying to talk like a hood UK person. Man, there's too much jiu-jitsu in this UFC. We need to be striking and knocking each other out. I don't know. I'm trying to sound like a UK drill rapper right now, because I feel like that's what Dyer sounds like, except she doesn't sound that manly. But yeah, Dyer impression hasn't been unlocked yet, but eventually it will be, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, good performance by her. We're going to move on to the next fight up the card. The twins fighting each other, Wes Schultz versus Jackson McVey. Yeah, man, the other Wes Schultz, man, you know that one, there's like this one book that I read in like middle school called The Other Wes Moore, about like senator or whatever from Maryland. And the other Wes Schultz, man, he gets it done. The other Wes Schultz put mustard on Wes Schultz on the feet, and Jackson McVey gets this one done. I'm not ashamed of my Wes Schultz pick, though, you know. That guillotine that he had was really close. He just didn't get his ankles wrapped around there. I'm telling you, bro, if either DC or Rogan were on commentary there, they would be like, "It's in! It's in!" Oh my goodness, Joe, that's tight. That's tight. He's not getting out of that. He's going to go to sleep. Because Wes Schultz actually did have that very tight. He did have that guillotine tight, but then Jackson McVey scrambles out of it. Wes Schultz didn't really get in a good enough position with it. He could have kept him in the mount if he would have just got his hooks in on the back, you know, like, or under the back of Jackson McVey, but he didn't, man. And I thought Wes Schultz was going to get him there, because he actually does have a deep bag of submissions, but he didn't get him there, and he paid for it. And I knew Jackson McVey was much better on the feet, and he lands a nasty step-in knee to the body on Wes Schultz that absolutely crumbles him right to the sternum. Wes Schultz goes down, and Jackson McVey gets it done, man. He looked a lot better on the feet in this fight, even though he is shit on the feet himself. But yeah, man, Jackson McVey gets this one done, looked a lot better on the feet, a lot stronger, a lot more confident in his striking as well. Wes Schultz kind of looked a bit geriatric on the feet. And yeah, man, maybe cut Wes Schultz. He just got to win over Ben Johnston, which is low level. Maybe if he loses another one, cut him. But yeah, man, neither of these guys are really good for the UFC, but it is what it is. We're going to move on to the next fight on the card. You can keep Jackson McVey in the UFC, but I'm just saying Wes Schultz ain't that great. Neither is Jackson McVey, but he's on a two-fight win streak, man. So we're going to move on to the next fight up the card. Gage Young versus Stan Dorsainvil. What a fight, man. This was an absolute scrap on the early prelims here. And dude, man, bro, this fight honestly could have went either way, man. You could have given either of these rounds. Probably you could have given the third round if you really wanted to, or even the second round to Gage Young. You could have. But I think that Stan Dorsainvil rightfully won this fight, man. Because round one, he is the chinnier fighter here. And he's 6-0, so congratulations to him. He took this fight on short notice. He's still undefeated. He's fighting out of Haiti. So, looks like Haiti's now got a UFC fighter, so that's cool for them. I guess they got Neil Magny, but other than that, they really had no one representing them. So that's cool, man. Gage Young in the first round looked absolutely crisp. He actually knocked down, I know it says 0 knockdowns right here, but he knocked down Stan Dorsainvil in this round at the end of the round, I believe. And he was stinging him up with big shots on the feet, took him down, landed some good ground and pound, man. Gage Young was having a hell of a performance in that first round, especially. Second round starts, man, and Stan Dorsainvil is absolutely scrapping. In between rounds, these guys are pushing each other back and forth. Stan Dorsainvil puts the volume on him and is stinging up Gage Young, who's very, very tough, by the way, with big shots as well on the feet. He has a big length advantage here. He was landing some good uppercuts. As you can see, this guy's arms nearly go down to his knees. And they're flexed, so they could probably go down even farther. Stan Dorsainvil probably took the second round. Very close round, though, And round 3, I feel like Stan Dorsainvil pretty comfortably won this one. Strike numbers are farther apart. But Gage Young did get some good takedowns here. It didn't really mean much because he didn't do much with them. Stan Dorsainvil kind of popped right back up to the feet. And yeah, man, I still think that Gage Young is pretty good. I rate him highly, but I think that Stan Dorsainvil, to beat Gage Young is not an easy thing. Quillen Salkild beat him by decision, and I know like Stan Dorsainvil made it closer than Quillen Salkild did. Quillen Salkild very clearly won against Gage Young, in my opinion. But man, bro, Stan Dorsainvil is great, and the Gage Young win is not something to be slept on. And by the way, look at the strike numbers for this fight. 3 rounds, and we're getting these numbers. This was one of the fights of the year. If Blades versus Halkett wasn't a fight this year, then this would be genuinely a contender for fight of the year. And also its place on the card kind of messes it up as well. But what a sick fight between Gage Young and Stan Dorsainvil. Great fight on this card. He couldn't believe he won. He was crying. And yeah, he quit his job at Home Depot, so, good for him. He gets this one done here on short notice. Good for Stan Dorsainvil. He gets the win. All right, dude. In a crazy scrap as well, so that needs to be mentioned. But next fight on the card, Marcio Barbosa versus Ryan Kuse, bro. This needs to be discussed right here. Marcio Barbosa's power is otherworldly. And maybe Ryan Kuse was acting. Maybe he was faking it. But Marcio Barbosa hits Ryan Kuse on the crown of his skull with a right hand. Just barely grazes him on the right spot in his head. And he goes down, he gets knocked down with it. Maybe a bit of acting. Maybe he was just that scared of Marcio Barbosa. But for the most part, Ryan Kuse was trying to go forward and land his jabs and low kicks. He landed some good shots on Marcio Barbosa, actually, at some points in the fight. I know it says he only landed 5 significant strikes, but the fight only lasted 2.5 minutes. And he was going forward trying to land some shots. But man, he got hit on the crown of his head by Marcio Barbosa. He goes down and he hits his back on the cage, and then he's just staring off into space in the guard. Jason Herzog can tell that Ryan Kuse is completely out of it, or he's acting, because he's just completely frozen in a half guard position, not ready at all to eat any follow-up shots from Marcio Barbosa. He's just literally sitting there frozen, like completely out of it, out of consciousness, into another solar system. And Marcio Barbosa didn't even hit him clean. He just hit him like on the crown of his head right there, and it completely put him out cold. And that's just the crazy power that Marcio Barbosa has, man. And dude, this is a guy that's not to be looked past at all. And not like anybody's going to look past him. I believe he has a win over Mauricio Huffy or something. No, that was Manuel Sosa, never mind. But yeah, man, Marcio Barbosa is a really sick fighter. He has some good wins in LFA as well. Yeah, man, Marcio Barbosa is going to be a problem in this featherweight division, all right, dude? Next up on the card, and he's also 26 years old, so that's another thing. Most Brazilians that come into the UFC are unks. He's not an unk. He's just coming up, so scary for the featherweight division. All right, dude, next up on the card, Chris Padilla versus Nasrat Haqparast, bro. What did I tell you guys, man? What did I tell you guys? I knew Chris Padilla was going to get this one done, but he got it done by finish, man. And he got it done in ecstatic fashion. in this fight. Round one, I think he won round one pretty clearly, stinging him up on the feet. Nazar at Haqparast airballing a lot of big meaty hooks that he tried to throw swinging forward. The inwards gyno was very noticeable in this fight. He looks like a reverse Kevin Gastelum in some ways, which I think is quite funny. But round two, I think Nazar at Haqparast probably took round two. He probably took round two here because I remember my chat saying he took round two, and I kind of agreed with them, even though Padilla landed more strikes in this round, as you guys can see. I was singing on my live like, the winner takes it all, the loser has to fall. So I remember that round three was up for grabs, but Chris Padilla, with about a minute left to go in the round, puts down Nazar at Haqparast badly. I'll shift this over for you guys here, but he puts down Haqparast badly with a nasty right hand down the pipe. And Haqparast is still wobbled, getting back up to the feet. Ground and pound shots from the top for Chris Padilla. Chris Padilla kind of trying to grab Haqparast's hands, which was really weird to me. I felt like he should have went for the KO more in that situation. But then he starts whipping out his right hands. He starts whipping him with big shots. On the feet, he's just whipping him with big right hands. And then all of a sudden they get into a clinch situation. Last couple of seconds of the fight, Chris Padilla looks for a standing head and arm choke. He was originally looking for the standing arm triangle, but switches it to a head and arm choke, gets his head on the opposite side of that arm, and then he clinches it up like these. He clinches it up with like the Paddy padlock choke grip or the rear naked choke grip to make it more simple for you guys. But he really gets it tight, doesn't clasp his hands like this. He gets even tighter like that. And then he gets down. He throws Haqparast with the head and arm throw, and then gets off to the side, puts the pressure on it, squeezes Haqparast he squeezed the shit out of Haqparast until the end of the fight. Haqparast didn't want to tap, obviously, to make it go to decision, and he ends up going out cold. He goes out cold in the last second of the fight with a head and arm choke from Chris Padilla. And yeah, man, Haqparast gets choked out cold. Round three, after being stumbled badly at the end of the round. Chris Padilla is an absolute dog, and I knew he would get this one done. A lot of people were doubting him. I saw MMA Guru picked against Chris Padilla here and picked Haqparast. I mean, it is what it is, man, but I knew Padilla had that dog in him. And yeah, man, I knew he was going to get this one done. Oh yeah, we have some pictures for him as well, just him getting this was the head and arm throw. This shit is tight, bro. I told you guys, this shit is so tight right here. He has that arm trapped, and he can't do anything from here. It's just blood squeezing on the arm and the head at the same time. All the blood's cut off right there from that shoulder and the arteries at the same time, man. And there's that two that dropped him. Oh man, the UFC is gonna get mad at me for showing that. And yeah, here's a shot from the top, just letting out a warrior scream as it looks like. I gotta move my webcam. Letting out a warrior scream as Haqparast is getting teed off on from the top, as it looks like. But yeah, man, next up on the card, dude, Shamil the Blob Gaziev, the meal deal Gaziev versus Kennedy Nzechkuwu. Shamil gets it done by KO in the first round. He absolutely slimed out Kennedy Nzechkuwu with a really big shot. Really big. Dude, who does Kennedy Nzechkuwu think he is, man? This is the first thing to talk about. Kennedy Nzechkuwu doesn't have really the chin for heavyweight. He's been chinned before at heavyweight, I believe. Yes, he has. He's been chinned before at heavyweight. And he, all of a sudden, after Shamil was like not landing a couple shots and just trudging forward, blobbing forward, as Nzechkuwu was landing a couple of jabs and some low kicks, Kennedy Nzechkuwu puts his hands down at his fucking waist and is backing up and trying to shoulder roll, thinks he's Canelo. And originally he slips a jab from Shamil Gaziev, or he slips a right hand from Shamil Gaziev or something like that. And then Shamil Gaziev follows up with a straight right hand down the middle again and absolutely puts Kennedy Nzechkuwu out cold. Really big right hand. I was going crazy for this on live. Shamil Gaziev with a generational KO. He's done this before in his career, but I forget who it was against. Maybe it was like Thomas Peterson or something. But he's colded someone really badly before. And he did it again, man. In 1 minute and 20 seconds, he did this to Kennedy Nzechkuwu. Really good win by Gaziev. And the Blob gets it done. As I said, I thought he would get it done by decision, but Gaziev absolutely puts out Nzechkuwu out cold. And it was a great win by Shamil Gaziev, man. Dude, the Blob is back. We are establishing the new super heavyweight division, and we are beginning our title roll, our title waddle. You know what I'm saying? Title roll. It's either the title roll or title waddle. You know, we are starting it as Shamil Gaziev fans, and we are back on track. And just how good is Brano Pericic? All right, dude. Next up on the card, Jamal Emmers versus Larian Douglas. Now, this is something we need to address because the fraud check of Larian Douglas is absolutely real. Dude, before this fight, man, Larian Douglas is a prospect, as a guy who's only beaten Julian Erosa so far in the UFC. Dude, he was getting t-shirts of Full Violence. It's like the gunslinger, and you know, it's the Full Violence t-shirts. He's got that hype behind him. He's got TikTok edits. I was praising him as a really good prospect. I think I put him in like the A tier in my prospects video, so I'm already wrong about that. And yeah, man, he was just stinging up Rosa badly on the feet with big jabs. Larian Douglas still has big power, but what we've learned from this fight, and what I kind of knew before this, is that Douglas is a bit of a glass cannon, man. He is a glass cannon, and what happened here was he was swinging big shots and missing a lot of them. He was swinging for the fences here on Jamal Emmers. Landed some really good low kicks in this fight, did Larian Douglas. Both guys landed great low kicks on each other. Larian Douglas was landing big low kicks, calf kicks that were knocking Jamal Emmers nearly off his feet. But Larian Douglas, man, as he wades into the pocket against Jamal Emmers, who's very underrated, he's just super inactive, and he's an unk, he's like 37. He wades into the pocket against Jamal Emmers, and Jamal Emmers puts a right hand right on the button through his guard on Larian Douglas. Wasn't even that hard of a shot, and Larian Douglas just curls up into a ball, does his best Anthony Smith impression, and he loses the fight. He just quits the second he gets hit with a big shot. So he is a glass cannon. He does have a bad chin, even though, you know, he's got a great build here and a great physique. He is a glass cannon, and if he gets hit clean like that, he's done. And we know that now. And we've got some pictures here for the fight. I'll move on my webcam. Yeah, man, he was stinging him up with some, or not stinging him up with big shots, but this was the big shot that KO'd him. Yeah, man, and Douglas got put out. He got done pretty badly. I can't show that. And yeah, man, Jamal Emmers gets this one done. Hopefully he can be a bit more active, and we can see some more out of Jamal Emmers. All right, dude. Excuse me, I need to get that one out. Next fight on this card. Sorry, guys, I'm very burpy. I've been streaming for 6 hours, but the next fight on this card, Anthony Wint versus Terrence Chatman. Congratulations, Anthony Wint. You have beaten the guy who was tailor-made to lose to you, the guy who the UFC signed simply to lose to you. You beat him. Congratulations. And you got cut in the process or you got cut on the eyebrow in the process of doing it. So congratulations, Anthony Wint. You've got your free win in your debut. Congratulations. Now let's see you fight a real fighter. But Anthony Wint's a great prospect, man. He is a great prospect at heavyweight. He beat the guy who he was supposed to beat. Congratulations. He didn't get the slime out KO that I thought he was going to get, but he did a good job being patient, and he eventually shot for a takedown, got it pretty easily on Terrence Chatman. Terrence Chatman was McFallen and can't get up, glued to the canvas with all the blubber on his back, and Anthony Wint advances to side control, or advances to mount, and then looked for a head and arm, fell off to the side. Still had knee on belly, so it wasn't the most pressure that he could have gotten, but he got that head and arm choke on the ground and choked out Terrence Chatman out cold. Second head and arm choke unconscious on this card. I don't think that's ever happened before, but correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Anthony Wint gets this one done by a nasty head and arm choke. Chokes Terrence Chatman out cold, as he should have. And we have some pictures for him. Wait a second, hold on. I didn't even show you guys this fella's build. Have you seen the state of this guy's build? You've seen the state of a funny. Sounds like poo in his fucking saggy. Yeah, man, just look at this. Just look at this here. I'll move up my webcam. Just look at the state of Terrence Chatman. Out cold, snoozing on the ground. What other pictures do we have? We have him starting the fight. Honestly, pretty sick visual, but looks like we got a lot of empty seats here in Sacramento. Yeah, man. Anthony Wint gets this one done. He had this knee on belly right here, so he didn't get as much pressure as he should have. But yeah, man, Anthony Wint gets this one done. Great job, Anthony Wint. And yeah, let's see him fight a real fighter in the UFC. Let's see him fight a real heavyweight. Maybe let's put him against Talson Teixeira or something. Maybe let's do that one for fun and games. So yeah, there you go, guys. We move on to the next fight up the card. Carly Judice versus Gisela Chaves. Oh, I just realized I haven't moved this down yet. Carly Judice versus Gisela Chaves. Carly Judice gets this one done, as I thought she was going to, but Gisela Chaves was undefeated going into this. Carly Judice made easy work of her. Stung her up on the feet to start the fight, then throws a teep to the body, right to the sternum, And Gisela Chaves goes down with it, goes down, body shot TKO by Carly Judice. Good ground and pound shots to follow it up. Gisela Chaves crumbles to the adversity that she's faced. She's crumbled to the big adversity, the biggest, toughest test of her career. Carly Judice, really sharp women's MMA fighter. And Gisela Chaves crumbles to her, as I kind of expected her to. She's never fought anyone nearly on the level of Carly Judice. And Carly Judice shows why she's a pretty good women's MMA fighter and why she's very entertaining. I'd like to see her fight a ranked opponent next, Carly Judice, quite entertaining, so let's get her in there with the ranked opponent. All right, dude? And we have some pictures for it as well. We'll give Carly Judice her respect, man. We got some pictures for her. Yeah, there's a teep to the body. There it is. Before this, it hit the sternum, I promise, guys. She's not teeping her in the tits. So, yeah, man, that's what happened. Carly Judice gets this one done. All right, dude. Next up on this card, Mederos versus Mason Jones. No, dude. Our title run is over. Mason Jones is no longer going to be on his title run. He's 18-3 now. He's lost. It sucks. And he gets finished. He gets standing TKO'd. He was out cold on the feet. And I don't understand how, because he got a crazy chin. Mason Jones has a crazy chin, but I don't think anyone on earth is eating that many unanswered shots clean to the chin. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Vettori, maybe Ngannou. You know what I'm saying? Not Diego Lopez. I think Diego Lopez goes out to that as well. Dude, Mason Jones, man, he has a crazy chin, but nobody eats that many shots, especially from a guy who is pretty powerful like Markel Mederos. But I believe this is Markel Mederos' first TKO finish in his career, right? Which is crazy. Is it? Wait, was that his first TKO finish? Let's check. I really don't want to check this resume right now. Oh, it's not loading. $billion company and it won't load. So, that's always nice. Yeah, well, Markel Mederos gets this one done. First round, Mason Jones probably won the first round. Let's check the numbers. Yeah, man, Mason Jones did win the first round. I remembered it live. I scored the first round for him. Good jabs, low kicks, stinging up Markel Mederos on the feet. And yeah, man, eventually Markel Mederos in round 2 started hitting Mason Jones with some really nice stiff elbows, and it stunned him pretty badly. Mason Jones is wobbling all over the place from a stiff elbow from Mederos. Recovered eventually, but Mederos just kept framing, hitting him with stiff elbows, and then eventually just teed off with big hooks. Mason Jones didn't really put his guard up, and then they just kept hitting him. Mason Jones, his legs buckled, and then all of a sudden, ref stops it, and Mason Jones is fent leaning backwards against the canvas. His base is too strong, his legs are too strong to give out under him so he doesn't go down. That's probably why his chin is so good. Welsh people also have pretty crazy chins as well, so, maybe some genetics thing there. But yeah, man, he doesn't go down, but his legs do buckle under him a little bit, and he does fent lean backwards, and he's leaning way back like that. And we've never seen Mason Jones like that, have we? I don't believe we've ever seen Mason Jones like that. He does have a crazy chin, ate a nasty spinning elbow from Axel Sola that dropped him, and he didn't go out from it. But he goes out from multiple unanswered hooks straight to the chin from Markel Mederos. And yeah, I mean, I feel like almost anyone except maybe Vettori is going out to that, you know what I'm saying? So next up on the card, the featured bout of the fight, or featured bout of the fucking fight card, I'm jumbled in the head right now. RDR versus Roman Dolidze. Congratulations, RDR. You have won the fight. That is also tailor-made for you to win. You are the natural light heavyweight, and you are fighting a middleweight who is going up to light heavyweight for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Just because maybe he doesn't want to cut to middleweight. Roman Dolidze, maybe the stupidest decision of all time in this fight. He's going against a jiu-jitsu practitioner like Reinier de Ridder, who has very high-level jiu-jitsu, as we all know, if you know RDR. And RDR, to start off the fight, he lands some good jabs, starts out the fight with a step and knee to the body. He usually goes with that. That's how he finished Bo Nickel. He did that a lot against Kyle Bahalio and miserably missed. But yeah, man, he looked really good in this fight, really sharp. Roman Dolidze, after a little bit of striking on the feet, says, okay, I've had enough of this. And he pulls guard. He grabs Reinier de Ridder in the clinch and pulls guard, jumps guard, and Reinier de Ridder immediately passes that shit. And Roman Dolidze's rolling around like a little bug on the ground for legs. He's trying to get in leg entanglements with RDR. He usually does that. He was trying to do that to CLD. I hate Roman Dolidze as a fighter. He's so unbearable to watch. He's always rolling around for legs. He reminds me of like if Ryan Hall never finished leg locks, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, I need to roll on the ground, fucking roll down here. He's so annoying. I hate the way he fights. I hate Roman Dolidze. I don't know why, but I have a passionate hatred for the way Roman Dolidze fights. It's so annoying to me. Constantly just throwing up spinning shit on the feet, constantly throwing up leg locks, leg attacks on the ground, rolling around, trying to get Eamon Ari rolls. It just pisses me off. Like, you're not Ryan Hall, little bro. You're a mid-ass middleweight who moved up to light heavyweight for no fucking reason. Why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? And he takes a fight against a guy who's another middleweight moving up to light heavyweight. Genius matchmaking by the UFC, by the way. And Rainier DeRitter gets it done, as he is expected to, as we all wanted him to. And he gets it done by some unanswered ground and pound shots on the back of Roman Dolidze. And the ref should have stopped it earlier. Dolidze wasn't defending himself. I'm pretty sure Bisping was crashing out on the mic saying, "Stop the fight, ref." We've seen him do that before. And yeah, man, RDR eventually gets this one done after, a second round of unanswered shots to the back of the head. Not to the back of the head, to the side of the head. He did have some back of the head shots in there, but completely accidental. There were like 2 of them that landed to the back of the head. He's just trying to get the fight finished. Not targeting the back of the head like Cyril Gane does, but yeah, man, he just teed off to the side of the head. And yeah, Roman Dolidze was curling up in the Anthony Smith fetal position, trying to roll for legs, Eamon Ari roll. And let me get this leg. I didn't try to attack this leg earlier, so I'm gonna try to get this leg. He's just absolutely smooth brain fighting style. I hate Roman Dolidze. And yeah, man, I'm glad he lost. We move on to the next fight up the card. The co-main event of Sergey Spivac, mate. He's a great fighter. I'd love to fight him again. He was a hard opponent to knock out, mate. Versus Vitor Petrino. Sergey Spivac. He wasn't quite crafty enough for this one, mate. And he was not quite crafty enough for this one because... Oh, I forgot pictures for RDR, yeah. Pictures for RDR. WRDR, man. There you go. There's the pictures for RDR. Yeah, man, Sergey Spivac, mate. Sergey Spivac was not quite crafty enough for this one, and Vitor Petrino gets it done. Greatest performance of Vitor Petrino's career. A Spivac who looked really sharp in his last fight was not able to put it together against Vitor Petrino. But I will admit, yeah, what this fight told me is that, great win by Vitor Petrino, by the way, but Vitor Petrino will lose to like the whole top 5 fighters. Not top 5, 1 through 5 contenders in the champion, but like the top 5 fighters, so excluding Waldo Cortez Acosta. Because I do think he has a chance to beat Waldo. I think he loses to Waldo too. Yeah, he loses to the top 5 in the champion. I think that Petrino doesn't get much farther than this. He doesn't get farther than the number 6 spot. I think he beats like Curtis Blades probably. I don't think that Blades is that good at this point in his career, even though I love Blades. But yeah, man, Vitor Petrino had a great performance, took every single round off Spivac, clear 30-27, beat him up in every round pretty much, made his nose bleed round 1 with the jab. Round 2, more of the same, except this time he's on the back, looking for submissions, looking for the submission on Spivac. And then round 3, dominated him, took him down 3 times, big shots from the back shots on Spivac. And yeah, on the feet, he dominated as well. But Vitor Petrino was, I'll show you guys some pictures as well. He was, making some weird movements in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like whenever Spivac would like counter with something or maybe hit him with a jab, Vitor backs up and he turns his back the other way and like gives Spivac a glare. You know what I'm saying? Like he fights out the orthodox stance, right? I believe. And then he like turns to the other stance and like puts his hands down at range and just like looks the other way and then switches stances again. Like he takes a long time, and like Sergey Spivac was just letting him reset there. Like he wasn't attacking Spivac when he was completely he wasn't attacking Petrino when he was out of position to strike. Spivac was just kind of letting it happen. And when like Petrino would have his hands down at elbow range, you know what I'm saying? Like he was just not worried about Spivac at all. Like in round 3, round 2. Ooh, that was a juicy burp. Excuse me, guys. And you know what I'm saying? And Spivac would just throw one jab. He would throw one singular jab, and after that, he'd just be plodding a bit. And then, one singular, like he wouldn't throw like a 6-punch combo. Dude, I'm telling you, if Petrino fought Hokit, dude, Petrino tries that hands down at elbow range shit. Hogan's hitting him with a 6 fucking punch combo. 6 punch combo and finished him right there. Petrino's chin is not good. And Spivac made him react weirdly with some shots that were clean on the chin as well in this fight. So Petrino looks a lot better. He looks a lot better at heavyweight. I told you guys that he would win this fight by decision. And he looked really good against Asplund as well. So yeah, I mean, that Asplund loss to Petrino is aging really well as well. So yeah, good win by Vitor Petrino. I told you guys he'd win by decision, and he did. One of my best pick of the card. Period. My best pick of the card was Vitor Petrino by decision, and he gets this one done by decision. Yeah, man, Spivac. I knew that Spivac wouldn't win this fight against someone who was a bit more athletic and light on the feet like Petrino. So yeah, that analysis was correct. We're gonna move on to the next fight on this card, the main event actually. Actually, the main event. I forgot. I must move my webcam. I keep forgetting. Fluffy Rodrigues versus Fluffy Rodrigues. What the hell am I talking about? Fluffy Hernandez versus RoboCop Rodrigues. Roided up Obama gets it done. I felt like this was either going to go one of two ways. I felt like Fluffy was going to win a TKO in the later rounds, or it was going to be RoboCop finishing him in the first two with a body shot, whether it's a knee. He was targeting the body a lot. RoboCop went to the body nonstop on Fluffy Hernandez. He was going to the body every single chance he got. But at the same time, dude, Fluffy Hernandez somehow didn't get chin to the body. I didn't expect it to happen, man. Dude, round one. I mean, I would like to say Fluffy won round one. I did score it from live off control time, but I'm looking at these numbers yet. Look at these numbers. 25-10 on significant strikes, man. I didn't notice that live, and I think I think RoboCop probably won that round, 49-46, man. I think the only round Hernandez took off him now is probably the third, looking back at it. You know, the second round was almost a 10-8 for RoboCop. Nearly a 10-8 round for RoboCop in the second, but Fluffy Hernandez got it back to a 10-9, was scrapping him like crazy at the end with RoboCop, and he landed some big shots at the end of the second round, smiling in his face after nearly being finished, landing good shots on RoboCop's chin. But Fluffy Hernandez just has zero power. He's a welterweight. He is a welterweight. He's 6 foot tall, flabby belly. If he cuts some weight, he could very easily be a welterweight. He don't got much muscle in his arms over here. I think Fluffy should move down to welterweight, to be honest with you, but he will most likely stay at middleweight. But yeah, man, I mean, just not a great performance from him here. Really weak on the takedown entries. He shot a lot of takedowns in this fight. Listen, I love Fluffy Hernandez, but he was really weak with a lot of his takedown entries in this fight, and that was why roided up Obama kept stuffing them. And I'm going to show you this stat again. Look at the takedowns. Look at the state of these takedowns right here for Fluffy Hernandez. 3 for 29. That means RoboCop stuffed 26 takedowns if you can do simple math. RoboCop stuffed 26 of Fluffy Hernandez's takedowns. And that was because Fluffy Hernandez's takedown entries were shit. Yeah, great defense from RoboCop Rodrigues, but there were multiple times where Hernandez he was in on the legs, nearly taking away Rodriguez's post leg, very high up on a single leg, baseball grip. All he needs to do is just swing the leg like Makhachev did to Poirier. All he needs to do, basic grappling 101. You would think the championship level grapplers people were hyping up to be. I love Fluffy Hernandez, by the way, but the championship level grappler that everyone was, including myself, was hyping him up to be. You would think that he would. You would think that he wouldn't make that mistake to just let go of a single leg when he's deep in on it and hoisting up RoboCop's leg really high. You would think that he could trip out RoboCop's leg, with an inside trip as he's trying to balance on the leg backing up in the cage, right? You would think that he could do that, but he didn't do that at all. His takedown entries were shit, and he couldn't capitalize on them at all, even when they were strong. And round 3, Fluffy won round 3 off control time. Kind of held RoboCop against the fence a lot here. We don't like that. But round 2, man, he was scrapping a lot at the start of round 3 as well. This was a great fight. This was a war, man. This was a war. Round 2, I forgot to tell you guys, man. Round 2, the whole time in round 2, besides the scrapping at the end, what made this nearly a 10-8 is because in this round, RoboCop knocked down Fluffy Hernandez 3 times with low kicks. He was beating the shit out of Fluffy Hernandez's lead leg and made him switch to southpaw, which probably affected the way that he fought in rounds 4 and 5, which made Fluffy Hernandez, he threw a straight left and then immediately shoots in on takedown every time, and that was why his takedown entries were so weak. was because of how beat up his leg was after round 2. You know, RoboCop couldn't find that body shot that would put out Hernandez from the fight, and which he was targeting a lot. That was his game plan, and you could tell, because in round 1, he was throwing so much to the body, he just wasn't really finding that shot on Fluffy, you know, even though he's targeting the body. So round 2, he says, fuck it, let me target the legs. And he's chopping those legs like a lumberjack, man, just chopping him down. As I said, if Rogan was watching this card, he'd be having an orgasm. Oh my gosh. Oh, I sounded like Bisping there. Oh my gosh, baby boy, the leg kicks. He was talking like that as well. Fucking hell, mate, the leg kicks so fucking crazy, mate. But yeah, if Rogan was watching this card, he'd be like, that calf is all busted up. Oh my gosh, he's down again. This is gonna be over, folks. You can't take that many kicks to the calf and still be alive. Oh, he's up. He's swinging. His leg is falling under him. That calf is toast. Dude, all of the Rogan, like Woody, the strings on his back, like Woody from Toy Story, would have all been being pulled in this fight right here, you know what I'm saying? All of his little strings would be getting pulled. The one that goes, that calf is toast. That calf is done. That calf is all busted up. You can see it. There's big bruising on the thigh. Get out of there. You're in RoboCop's world now. You're in RoboCop's world now, friend. Dude, all those little clicks on Joe Rogan would be just going off one by one. And I'm happy he didn't commentate this fight, because this was an absolute war. Round 4 from RoboCop. Dude, he was still beating up Hernandez's leg in this round as well, but it wasn't as evident. He was kind of chopping more at the lead leg in the southpaw stance of Fluffy, so he wasn't feeling it as much. He wasn't really able to put much weight behind it. You could tell the cardio of RoboCop was kind of starting to fail on him here, but I mean, he still won this 4th round, though. He still put the mustard on him, still cracking him with big right hands, but Fluffy doesn't go down because his chin is crazy. Round 5, though. Round 5, he was absolutely piecing up Fluffy Hernandez. He gets a second wind in round 5. I don't know why I'm burping so much. He gets a second wind in round 5, which means that his cardio coach, his strength and conditioning coach, is doing really good, man. This was a closer round as well. I think round 5 was a bit closer than a lot of people like to credit Fluffy for. But yeah, man, I mean, Fluffy just kept getting knocked down in this round as well. He got knocked down like once or twice in this round by low kicks. He got knocked down once, and RoboCop just fell on top. Rest of the round, ground and pound. He was trying to just keep Fluffy in position a bit. And eventually, at the end of the fight, Fluffy tries to get back up, but RoboCop was holding him against the fence a bit. Yeah, man, that was the end of the fight. Good 5th round from RoboCop. He won this one 49-46, now that I think about it. I thought Fluffy originally took the 1st round. But yeah, man, I don't think he did looking at these numbers. So, yeah, great performance from RoboCop over 5 rounds. I'll move my webcam for you guys here. He was trying to rip him to the body here. This is a left hook that actually connected on the face of Fluffy. Before that, you know, some clips. Here's him. His face was kind of messed up because Fluffy landed some good shots on him. But Fluffy just doesn't have power. He has hard hands, but he doesn't have power. Like, you know, I'm going to highlight this here. You guys see this flabby belly here, Fluffy. That was what he was trying to target. Like, it literally has a face for itself, as you guys can see right there. But yeah, man, I love Fluffy Hernandez, and I don't want to slander him too much more, but not that great of a performance by him. Really weak on the takedowns. Yeah, man, RoboCop was just too physical for him. And RoboCop, I don't think he really makes it that far in the top 5, but yeah, man, he's going to be like number 6 or 7 ranked by tomorrow. So yeah, good for him. Landed a couple good shots. I can't really show you guys that. Yeah, great performance by RoboCop, man. Let's see which picks we got right and wrong on this card. RoboCop 0-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 5-3, 6-3, 7-3, 7-4, 7-5, 8-5. 8-5 is our record for picks on this card. 8-5, not too bad, but not that great as well. We did okay. But yeah, man, that's the breakdown of this card. Overall, pretty good card. We had a lot of finishes on here. Pretty good card. I'd say like probably 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10 card. So yeah, I like that it was in front of a packed crowd as well in Sacramento. So there you go, guys. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning into the Fight Companion as well. Really good Fight Companion we had today. Follow my socials at the JJMMA. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. And until next time, goodbye.